Well, after last night's big win, the Vikings are set for their first home playoff game in 6 years.
They will take on the Seahawks at TCF Bank Stadium. 2010 was the last time the Vikings hosted a playoff game. That year, they beat the Cowboys at the Metrodome, but they weren't the only winners that weekend. John Lauritsen shows us playoff football is big for the Vikings, but also for local businesses.
On a Sunday football day, it's like putting a whole week in one day.
Buffalo Wild Wings is right across the street from TCF Bank Stadium, right next door to what will be the first and possibly the last Vikings playoff game at the stadium.
We close our parking lot, put up a tent, kind of have that tailgate atmosphere for our guests.
They've been doing that for every Vikings home game the past 2 years. During a regular weekday, the restaurant may have 20 people working, but on any given Sunday, they could have as many as 100 workers. Many come in from other Buffalo Wild Wings locations. This week, for Playoff Sunday, they'll have at least that many.
It's great for sales, but it is a lot of work.
But totally worth it. In 2010, University of Minnesota Extension and Meet Minneapolis collaborated on an economic impact study for the Vikings home playoff game against the Dallas Cowboys. The results showed that more than 25,000 visitors outside of the Twin Cities came here for the game. Those visitors spent close to $6 million total on restaurants, hotels, retail, and transportation. An additional 113 jobs were also added that weekend as a direct result of the Vikings playoff game. Experts say to expect similar results this weekend, even though fans will be away from the temperature-controlled Metrodome and in the frigid elements of the bank.
First one in a long time. I mean, this place is going to be crazy. And with cold, it's got to be really cold, but it's going to be packed here.
The U of M will also get about $300,000 from the Vikings for this game. The Vikings pay the university $250,000 a game to play at TCF Bank Stadium while their new stadium is being built. They also split concessions with the U, so that amounts to another roughly $50,000 per game. All that money goes into the athletic department at the U of M. Frank and Amelia.
All right. Thank you,
Thanks, John.
And tickets for Sunday's game are going for less than what you might expect. There are plenty of tickets on Ticket King's website selling in the $70 range and lower level seats for $170. Ticket King blames the weather. The forecasted high temperature is 12 degrees with game time wind chills around 0. Yeah.